We are on the NBA. The NBA, it is back today. The NBA, it is back today. Yeah. The NBA is back today. I had to drink some water. The NBA is back tonight. Recently I talked about, I basically did my prediction for the NBA bubble. I said the Clippers are going to win the NBA championship. There's no doubt about it. Only thing that's in the Clippers' way is this bubble. No, it's not a team thing. It's a bubble. So they have to leave the bubble. We had what I guess for some reason the biggest news of coming off the weekend was about Lou Williams going to Magic City, and now he has to get quarantined. You have Patrick is out. Montrezl is out. Well, thank God that they're out at the beginning of this bubble tournament style thing, and not towards the end where the playoffs are going to start. So I'm still on board, 100% on board with the Clippers. The Clippers are going to win the NBA championship. Nobody's really in their way. But I can't really give you guys just that and be done with it. Let's talk about scenarios. Let's talk about scenarios. These are just hypotheticals. Like I said, I still think the Clippers are by far the favorites to win the NBA championship this year. And I do want to say this. I don't think I've ever said this before, but I think everybody who made the tournament this year is in the playoffs. I personally think that. So things like Greg Popovich's Spurs or the Spurs 23-year playoff run is over. They're going to talk about that. I don't think so. They made the bubble. Things like, there's other things too I can't think off the top of my head, but the one glaring streak that's on the line is Greg Popovich and the San Antonio Spurs 23 years straight going to the NBA playoffs. You made the tournament, so you are in the playoffs, basically. That's all I want to say. You have a chance. It's basically a whole new season, to be honest with you. So you go undefeated, lose 2 games, you can still make the playoffs, San Antonio Spurs. Just pointing that out there. But anyways, let's talk about some teams to watch out for as we start finally watching NBA basketball. I think the Houston Texans, I still think I'm watching football. I think the Houston Rockets, from the West, there's 3 teams from the West and only 1 team from the East that I think they're kind of a shocker, but not really. I think the Houston Rockets, Portland Trailblazers, and Denver Nuggets are able. They are extremely able to make a run at the championship. Houston Rockets, literally, the Houston Rockets. You have James Harden. He's a you want to talk about walking buckets, man. This guy is a walking bucket. He had 30 points in the first half, 7 threes the other night. But this man, the word walking bucket is you see the definition. If you go into the Webster Dictionary, you see the word walking bucket. The picture there's no word definition. It's just James Harden. That's how deadly this man is. However, it is not about James Harden. That's not the reason why I think the Rockets could make the finals or even win the championship. It is because of his partner, his tag team partner, Russell Westbrook. I'm going to say that again. It's because of his tag team partner, Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is basically the center for the Houston Rockets. Yeah, it's during the tips and stuff, it is PJ Tucker, I guess. But the center on the other team, the opposing team, we've seen this towards the end of the, previous season, now you could call it, where the team center had to guard Russell Westbrook. You saw this they played the Jazz twice. You saw this with the Jazz twice. Rudy Gobert was on Russell Westbrook. You saw this with that Saturday night epic with the Boston Celtics, Daniel Tice was guarding Russell Westbrook most of the game. And you've seen it. I believe Jonas Valanciunas was guarding Russell Westbrook when they played Memphis. So teams have no choice. They either have to play small, or for rebounding purposes, keep your big in. But you keep your big in, Russell Westbrook is one of the fastest guys and still one of the most explosive guys in the league. He's just gonna get past your guy. So it's one or the other. Westbrook's gonna eat. Harden's gonna eat. I think Harden's gonna eat because it is a different season, technically. So I think Harden's gonna eat. Now, what will the others do? What will Eric Gordon do? What will PJ Tucker do? What will Austin Rivers do? That's the big question. But Russell Westbrook, the dynamic Russell Westbrook just gave Mike D'Antoni, in the fact that centers now don't just have to just like play the pick and roll and like or because usually it's the four that does the pick and roll in D'Antoni's offense with the point guard. Let's see, and then usually the center is just there to get the rebounds or stop the lob. Now you can't really do that with Russell Westbrook there, because Russell Westbrook could play at the 3-point line I'm talking about, and then he could just drive in. His that's his specialty. We're gonna see. The next team, Portland Trailblazers. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I have not seen any of the scrimmages these past week. The past week. I'm not seeing any of the scrimmages because I thought they were useless. It was pointless to watch the scrimmages. But the Portland Trailblazers, I saw the final scores of the scrimmages. The Portland Trailblazers, the end score did not tell me it wasn't. Man, it hurt my heart. It hurt my heart. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It hurt my heart. I guess it's to get Zach Collins and Yusuf Nurkic back, which is a big part of the Portland Trailblazers team. However, if Portland makes it to the playoffs. And I seen this on ESPN's Instagram page. They gave the Portland Trailblazers about a 5% chance. No, an 8% chance to make the playoffs. They have the Grizzlies basically staying at the 8th seed at 63%. It's only if Damian Lillard, not even Damian Lillard, if the Portland Trailblazers just play to their strength, with Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, what usually a problem used to be was the fact that they didn't have a third co-star. Now they have that boy Melo he could give you 15. He could still give you 15. But they just gotta get into the dance. That's the only thing holding them back. They just gotta get into the dance. Once they get into the dance, nobody wants to see them. The Lakers, LA Lakers, you guys don't want to see Portland, bro. The last time y'all played Portland, y'all know what happened. Y'all know what happened the last time y'all played Portland. I'm not even talking about that. Next, I put Denver. I like I said, I didn't see the scrimmages, but I seen the final scores. I seen some highlights, and I seen the Denver Nuggets skyscraper lineup. You couldn't miss them. Joker, Plumlee, guys could actually handle the ball at their size. Millsap. Who am I missing? Millsap, Bobo. Guys who 3-point, spread the floor and everything. I'm missing the fifth. I can't think of who the fifth was. But that team, and that's just their big guys for real, man. Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray, Gary Neal, Will Barton. They got guys, man. If they have that don't say die and that grit, that dog, that like, I don't care who you are, I don't care if you're LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Chris Paul, whatever, we're still gonna come after y'all. the Nuggets if they have that attitude, that scrappy dog mentality that their coach has, Mike Malone, you've seen it before. The Nuggets will be in the NBA Finals if they have that. They just have to have that. It's not about X's and O's with them. Do you have that killer? Do you have that killer instinct? Do you have that dog mentality? If you guys have that, Denver, you guys make it to the finals. Last but not least, I have the Toronto Raptors. Now, hear me out. Hear me out. I did not think at the beginning of the season or even towards like the pause, the Raptors had a chance to make this to make the NBA Finals again. They lost their best player, Kawhi Leonard. I don't think they're better than the Bucks. This is pre bubble. I didn't think they were better than Boston. I didn't think they were better than Philly not Philly, Indiana. However, now about a 4-month layoff. You're gonna play for about 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You just need to. It's kind of like this is kind of like the NFL right now. You just really need to strike the iron hot at the right time. Toronto has a championship pedigree. Most of the team is still intact. They have a better record, but before the pause, they had it or the layoff, whatever you want to call it. They had a better record this season than they had last season with Kawhi Leonard. You just have to get hot. You're the defending champions. Pascal Siakam is actually good. I everything I said about him last year, I take that back. They have people like Kyle Lowry. It's a different season, so I'm giving him a pass for his previous postseason f-ups. You got Fred VanVleet, Serge, and others, and others. It's a team. It's a collective team thing. You guys, they just need to strike hot. That's it. That's all they have to do. I think they have a chance to sneak back into the finals. And whatever happens in the finals happens. You saw what happened last year. Hey, man, I'm just trying to start the conversation. I'm so happy that the NBA is back. I'm actually going to be excited to watch the first game, which is going to be, the first game is the Clippers against the Lakers, I believe, tonight, I believe 8 Eastern time. So I'm excited to watch that.